All right, before the recording starts, I just wanted to say that Nico, I think, was also supposed to be casting this because he's the one that's streaming it, but I don't think his audio is coming through, so it's just Wes talking. So if there's a bunch of awkward silences, I don't know, I haven't watched it yet. That is why. All right.
And eager. I hope I'm coming in too because I don't want to do this alone. All right, and we're on. Get in that director's camera, Nico. We're going to want to see this from all angles. First kickoff, first game. Who's going to set the pace here? Oh, and a whiff from both teams. Johnny's been getting some confidence through this season, and I know he came in to this team. You know, he's fresh on the team, and it's been a learning experience for him for sure. And from what I've seen this season from him, he's been building confidence and learning to be that front runner on the team. But will it be enough for the Eagles today is the real question. The only people who had their number. And Ube scores first. Can they keep this pressure now? Nico, thoughts on how you see this game one playing out? It's still early on in the game. I couldn't agree more. This first game is a feeling out process, and you're just trying to gather data on the play style of the other team more than anything. You don't want to overcommit or, take risky plays because you have plenty of time to work and plenty of games to work through. I like the pressure the Eagles are putting on here. They're following up each other's shots, and even if it's not on net, they're backing each other up on the plays. Like right here, KG's following up his teammate nicely. Almost able to convert, but Sac State able to hold it down. Now we have Snipey potentially on a break, but KG sitting in back, ready for that ball to come downfield. A little bit of back and forth here. Good defense on the back wall from Snipey there. Ube's able to help Tycho out there, and that's what this game's really all about, is being aware of what your teammates can and can't hit and being able to support them. A close reset from Ube. That was close. Great clear from Mugi. Mwigi? I'm not sure. Muigi? Potentially. Whatever his name is, he has been coming in clutch. We'll call him TTV for now. You gotta always be careful of people with the name TTV, because they're streaming for a reason. Good clear from him. We might be on a break here. Can CJ hit that? Yes, he can. We've got a little back and forth here. Might be with a good pinch clear there. Cagey's able to take this ball. Taicho playing it back safe, waiting for the 50. Luigi's able to get it over 1. CJ's able to put it back. Good support there from Ube, following up what seemed to be like a lack of boost from Taicho. Snipey looking scary with those demo plays, threatening him in the back. Close from CJ, just a little bit wide there. But Stack State's really putting on the pressure right now. They've got him stuck in their back half. A 1-goal game, but a win nevertheless. It was a great effort from both teams. I'm excited to see what kind of adjustments they make going into this second game. It seemed like they were both playing a little bit safe there. I don't know if you'd recognize the same thing. It seemed a little like I want to see a little bit more intention from both teams when it comes to getting those touches on the ball. Not making rushed plays or hits, because it's just going straight back to that last man and getting cleared back to the other side from what I've seen. But I think they're ready to go into game 2. What do you say we just ready up and get this going? All right, we're set to go. We got game 2 now. What adjustments are we going to see from the Eagles, you think, Nico? There we some good pressure there. I can't tell if it's because the Eagles are struggling to find the boost, but it seems like Sac State's really able to just cover the field right now and push them into their back half. They may want to not rush the ball and kind of allow Sac State to come to them and go for a good 50 opposed to just hitting the ball to the other side and giving it to people like CJ here, young Ube. Taicho patiently waiting for that in the back half. And we got a good transition, like you said. Yeah. That's unfortunately a big part of this game is being aware of those other team and like what kind of touches they're capable of, because you have to anticipate where the ball's going to go before you go for it, unfortunately. And a very close opportunity there from Eagles. He got under it a little too much there, yeah, and he was able to put it on target, but it went into the bar. Backdate's going to be careful, though, when it comes to that defense, though, because if they're sitting too far back in the corner, it just allows the Eagles to work the field in. be able to gain the pressure. We have a good opportunity here. Oh, good demos. Kaiji couldn't read it. Control there. That's the kind of control I want to see from KG. Keeping it close, allowing the Sac State to come in on the ball, opt for that 50, and then play off of that. I think that's going to be their key. Because Sac State is, they just have so much pace here right now, and that's when you can catch those sorts of teams off, because they're quote unquote aping the ball, and if you just allow them to push it into you, they're able to get a better 50 on it. The Eagles, if they just wait. Here's a good opportunity here, but Taicho's still playing it safe. He's got one. He's got two. He's taking it all the way. Taicho with the pressure here, staying at that angle. He's able to fake it. He's able to flick it. It's a good adjustment. Keeping it close sometimes, even in threes, will do a lot. Snipey going for a reset. They're feeling confident, it seems, with that 2-goal lead. But is it enough? Do you think they'll get complacent here? Oh my! TTV coming in for the recovery. The Fab himself. Luigi, good flick setup. Oh, a great demo attempt there. Luigi playing it to Snipey there. He doesn't have the boost though. Yeah, that's the name of the game, really. Just supporting that front man, and even if they can't get the goal, just being there, ready for the misplay or ready for the mistouch to clean it up for them. We see some pressure here, but Snipey keeping it close, making them try to come to him. Got good back wall defense here too. KG with the shot, bar down. That might be what they need to turn this around. Double committing on the back wall. It's very possible, especially if Sac State gets complacent here. We've got a free clear from KG going down the middle, but Sac State just waiting for the clear. And one more to secure game 2 for Sac State. They clearly seem hungry after that loss they took at the beginning of the season. Good games to both teams. Eagles doing a good job, but I'd like to see them play that ball, playing the clear from the back half, from their back half to the sidewall as opposed to down the middle, because Sac State's just waiting for it. Their last man, and CJ able to just get a huge clear over them whenever that happens. That was a very good play too. He kept it on the ground and waited for his teammate to come up and get the demo, but Sac State had 2 on the goal line, I believe, and they were just able to hold it down. But it's game 3 now, and the Eagles are really going to have to pull something out if they want to get this win. Indeed. Eagles putting on some good pressure here. Luigi cutting in. He's got a shot opportunity. Good fake from TTV. KG now following. Luigi pre-jumping this opportunity, but unsuccessful. It can work sometimes, but it does use a lot of boost, so you have to be careful. You got to make sure you're really able to anticipate where that ball is going. They could not recover. Now was it? Yeah, their man might have pushed up there before the first man could recover back and get to net. Joe. Snipey trying to keep it close here. TTV passing it to his teammate in the mid. I like to see it. Great block by Luigi. Taicho going for the wall play, staying behind it as well. Great 50 from Snipey. Luigi playing it off the corner. CJ there to back him up. Taicho not enough boost to convert that redirect there. A great power shot from the side angle there from Ube. Able to really get under it. Yeah. There is a reason he is the captain. Mm-hmm. It's really a great strat because it baits in the other team. Did I see it? Do my eyes deceive me right now? CJ, the captain, is trying to make this game 3 a little bit more interesting. He might not want this to be over quickly. He might want them to remember this game. Or did he just misplay? It's really hard to tell. Great block from KG there. I like this from Taicho, waiting on it, not just blasting it up the wall to the Eagles. They're very aware. They seem a little bit more aware than the Eagles of where the other team's positioned and how to hit the ball. Great pass from Ube to Snipey, back to Ube. And a clean from Taicho. A great 50 from Fanta. I like the control there to KG. But sitting in the net, waiting for a shot, just trying to play reactive there, playing it safe. They don't have to rush, they're already up a goal. And a good follow from Ube. I keep calling him CJ, because that's how I know him. But he is the young Ube at the end of the day. A great redirect from the back wall by CJ Ube. I'd say so, and that really comes down to being able to anticipate that touch his team is going to get. He's aware of where they can place that ball and recognize that Taicho wasn't going to go for a shot there, and he stayed on the back wall. The Eagles are getting desperate, and I would be too, because you've got to just try to get that ball moving. But the pace that Sac State is playing right now, it's hard to play against. And I've been there. Some people, the matchup is just tough, and you can't figure it out. But it may just come down to mechanics at this point and player awareness. Because CJ's able to get these real controlled touches and go for follow-ups like that on the sidewall and really make a threat to the Eagles. He keeps it close, opts for the 50, and it's really hard to deal with, especially when down. And a great series it was. They've got their revenge, that's for sure. Sac State looking confident in their last game of the season. And they end the record with just one loss on the board. Are we going to a Game 4? It looks like they want to go to a Game 4. But I don't know if this is a best of 7 or not. I mean, a best of 7. I don't know. It seems like they want it to be. I need to ask the players on this one. Oh, yes, it is. Apologies, folks. We've got one more. The Eagles can make a comeback here. What do you think the answer is with such pressure coming from Sac State and seeing the mechanics from CJ or young Ube? That might be a good idea because Ube seems to be in back a lot, getting these big clears and leading the plays. Nice little double tap there from Ube. Now we have a breakaway attempt for KG, but he has no boost because Sac State seems to be taking it all. Great 50 from TTV right there. But a good clear. Quick transition, yeah. Can opt for the stealing, but gives it away there to the Eagles. It's a chance for a play here. He gets the demo, and he puts it on net. That is what we're talking about right there. Changing up the play style, going for that aggression play. You don't need to put on the fanciest or the most fast shot on net if the defender is gone. Great carry. He stays behind. It gets the demo, but CJ able to get that massive clear. I'd say that might be the key. Might be quick turning on this play, but KG's up for a touch to young Ube. And now it's in no man's land. We've got 2 of Sac State up. Oh, a great flip reset to keep it downfield. Yeah, he comes at a slightly awkward angle there, but he makes a great pass down the middle, and the third is the follow-up. That's what you like to see there. One after another. Taicho to the middle, Snipey gets a touch, and CJ there just to follow it after. Plenty of time. AG up for the sidewall read. Quite difficult. Sac State waiting for them to come to their half. They don't need to rush their touch because the Eagles are giving them a little bit of space. Here's the pressure. They're keeping it in the corner, but not really able to make anything out of it. DJ, smart, playing it to the corner, because somebody's already up for it, and leaves the net open after that. He left his net open. That's the consequence of going for boost over ball sometimes, but we all make that mistake. Icho up for the read. Steve, follow. The great thing about those plays is you don't have to put those balls on target. Either one of those could have been a shot, but because they didn't make it, the Eagles were put in a bad spot, and that third was able to take a much safer shot on that. And for the Eagles, it's going to come down to not reacting. And another one from Sac State, this time from Snipey. Snipey has been known. He's been known for those demos throughout the season. It's been a big part of their success, I think, in opening up the field. And now we're down to a minute, Nico. What do you think needs to happen now? Because the demo plays, they seem to work in the beginning, but it might not be enough. And Snipey with another redirect. Yeah. they're able to get touches. I agree, and that they are trying to play aggressive, but they need to develop their game sense a little bit to be able to anticipate where their teammate is hitting the ball, where the other team is in reference to when they hit the ball, because a lot of these aggressive touches are just going straight to the Sac State's back half, and they're waiting for it essentially and able to just get a free clear. So it's about being intentional with those touches beyond just, oh, and almost was able to put one in for good measure. It is certain now. Sac State got the revenge. Curious to see. Hopefully they'll be able to put in the work and come back and take one off Sac State next season. Let's bring in young Ube to see his thoughts on what was different this time around. You want to call him in here? I'm curious to see what his thoughts are and why it went so differently, because the first time they played the Eagles, they were up 2 games and then dropped 3 in a row. They couldn't get it back. So I'm just curious, what was so different to where it was a shutout this time around? Is the captain coming? Is the captain on his way? It really was a good effort from the Eagles. Young Ube is a very experienced player, and I would hate to find myself on the other end of the pitch with him air dribbling over me, going for flip resets, just unable to see what he's going to do, because he's got so much control in the air, and he can get the reset, fake the reset, flick it around you, and then at that point, the teammate just gets a follow up because Ube went over 1 or 2 defenders potentially, and the field is much more open. Then he can always go for that double tap as well. It's just he's got so many weapons in his kit that he can reach into. It's not an easy matchup by any means. Why is that? Is he too nervous? Oh, that's right. He he can drag him in, I believe. If if he joins one of the other ones, I think you can click and drag him in potentially. But interview or not, if he doesn't show up, I think I could speak for him because I speak to him often. They put in a lot of work through the season, and that's ultimately what gets results. Is the hours, the grind. Oh, we're gonna join Ballers Discord. We're gonna hop out of this one. We're gonna ambush. Well, I'm getting word we should ambush them, but I'm afraid for what we're gonna hear if we ambush them. So maybe we should give them a little bit of a heads up, because as we know, Rocket League players can say some quite interesting things. I'm getting word, Nico, you should go in first to test the waters. Okay. We could join whatever one. It doesn't matter. Congratulations on your win, Captain.
Thank
Things
you, thank you.
certainly seem to go different for you this time around.
Uh, yeah, I'd say our first time was definitely a struggle. It was our first time playing together, but um, our practices paid off for sure.
I like to hear it. Makes sense because more hours you put together, the more synergy you build and you get a better sense of each other's play style. But at any point in there, did the first goal that they scored on you get you nervous at all? Did you start to doubt yourself? Because a similar thing happened in the first game against them where you guys were up 2 games and then proceeded to drop the next 3, I think what happened?
Yeah, when they on goal the first goal, it kind of got our nerves out a little bit because we're obviously up one, so we're like, okay, let's keep the momentum going. So we just decided to keep putting pressure and see what they can do. And we knew that we were better from the first time we went against them. So with our mechanics and our team chemistry a lot better than the first time, we decided to use that to our advantage, and it worked out pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah, it clearly did. That was a full-blown shutout this time. Much different
Yeah.
than before. Nico, do you have any questions for the team captain himself?
Yeah, so we wanted to get into this game with a fresh mentality because the first time around, it was our very first game. We literally just had tryouts a week before, so we only had minimal time to practice together. And so during game time, it was more of I'll let my teammates play their game, and I'll try to adjust. And we were up 2-0. It just so happens that our team chemistry at the time wasn't built up to what it is now. So coming into this game, we decided, okay, fresh mentality. We know what abilities we have as a team together, and so let's put our offense and defense to the test and see what can come out of the finals.
That's a good perspective to have. And confidence seems like it was there, much more so this time around. And I think that's just because of the sheer grind you guys put in throughout the season, which I was witness to. And
Definitely.
what do you think my last question personally, because in case any of the Eagles watch, what do you think they could have done better to kind of equalize your guys' pressure? Because it seemed like it was a mismatch in terms of team chemistry more than anything. Because I saw a lot of double commits from them and a lot of unintentional clears, just passing it straight to your guys' side of the field, and you guys were able to just put it right back. So, what's like 1 or 2 things you think they could have done to equalize your guys' play style?
Yeah, so definitely, I'll say one for the offensive side is to definitely take your touches with purpose. I noticed in our first game, whenever we'd have our possession, we'd clear it to the other half and give possession away whenever we'd have an outlet pass.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that the same mistakes that we were making, they were making as well. On the defensive side, we trusted each other that we can space out enough for us to make the save. And so, just with that trust and our positioning that we worked on, I think the Eagles could have definitely worked on that as well. Just
Yeah,
great
for sure.
positioning.
I noticed that too. A lot of it came down to controlling the ball, and you guys did a really good job at keeping it close and not giving it away like you did in the first games that I saw. So that was a great improvement. Anything else for him, Nico? I'm pretty much out of questions. Top tier. Ended the season strong.
Are you
I
good?
like to see it.
Give him a question, bro.